If you have a felony, you may be wondering if the military is completely off the table. The honest answer is, usually a felony makes you ineligible to enlist, but in some cases, you may be able to request a waiver. That does not mean approval is guaranteed. It means the military may review your case and decide whether an exception is possible. It depends on the offense, how long ago it happened, whether your sentence is fully complete, the branch you contact, and whether the waiver is approved. So let's cover the direct answer, what can block you, what a waiver really means, and what to do before speaking with a recruiter. Some people with felony convictions may be able to join the military, but only with an approved waiver. Federal law says a person convicted of a felony normally may not enlist, but it allows an exception in meritorious cases to the proper military authority. In plain English, a felony usually blocks enlistment, but the law leaves room for a case-by-case exception. People convicted of felonies may request a waiver, but that waiver is not automatic. The word request matters. You're not entitled to a waiver. You are asking the military to make an exception. And even if a waiver is possible, you still have to meet the normal standards. That can include age, education, citizenship, ASVAB score, medical rules, fitness, and other enlistment requirements. The military will also look at your record. What was the offense? Was there more than one? How long ago did it happen? Have you stayed out of trouble? Did you finish every part of your sentence? So the real answer is maybe, but only if your case is waiver eligible and the branch approves it. Before you walk into a recruiting office, know this. If you are still under court restraint, you are generally not ready to process. DoD policy treats applicants as ineligible if they are under judicial restraint, including bond, probation, imprisonment, or parole. So finishing prison may not be enough. If you're still on probation, still on parole, still have pending charges, or still have a court order hanging over you, that can block you. Some offenses are also listed as non-waivable under DoD policy. That includes felony rape, sexual abuse, sexual assault, incest, other sexual offenses, or offenses requiring sex offender registration. Branches can also have their own rules. The Army says felons and people with several convictions generally cannot join, but waivers may be available in some cases. The Army also lists non-waivable situations, including civil restraint, more than one serious offense, drug trafficking or distribution, multiple recent impaired driving convictions, failed drug or alcohol testing, and pending charges. The Navy says felony or moral waivers may be available in some cases, but approval is case by case. The Air Force says law violations can heavily impact eligibility and tells applicants with record concerns to contact a recruiter. The key point is simple. Before you spend energy applying, find out if your sentence is fully complete and whether your offense is even waiver eligible. A waiver is not a recruiter doing you a quick favor. It is a formal request asking the military to make an exception. A recruiter may help you start the process, tell you what documents to gather, and submit the package, but the recruiter does not personally approve a felony waiver on the spot. Usually, a waiver involves court records, written explanation, background review, and approval from higher authority. The military is trying to answer one basic question. Does your past show a mistake you moved beyond, or does it show a pattern that could create risk? They may look at how much time has passed, whether you stayed out of trouble, work history, education, references, drug use, honesty, and stability. So do not hide your record. Expunged, sealed, juvenile, old, or embarrassing records may still need to be disclosed. Background checks and fingerprints can bring things up later. If you leave something out, it can look like you lied, and that can create a bigger problem than the original offense. If you're going to try, build the strongest honest case you can. Gather your final disposition, sentencing papers, proof of completion, probation or parole release, and any expungement or sealing paperwork. Confirm you are no longer under court restraint. That means no probation, no parole, no bond, no pending charges, and no active court obligations keeping the case open. Write a clear timeline: arrest, charge, plea, or conviction, sentence, completion date, and what changed afterwards. Then prepare for the normal standards. Study for the ASVAB, start fitness training, organize medical records, and get education documents ready. When you talk to recruiters, be upfront from the first conversation. Ask what documents they need and whether the offense is waiver eligible. MEPS evaluates whether applicants meet physical, mental, and moral standards, and law violations can prevent enlistment. So, can a felon join the military? Usually, a felony makes someone ineligible to enlist, but in some cases, a waiver may be possible. Some offenses and situations are non-waivable. Probation, parole, pending charges, or court restraint can block the process. Approval is case by case and never guaranteed. Your best move is to be honest, gather your documents, finish every court obligation, prepare for the ASVAB and fitness standards, and talk to a recruiter with the full facts. If the military says no, that does not mean your future is over. Look at skilled trades, CDL training, warehouse work, construction, manufacturing, re-entry programs, and second chance employers. If this helped, like this video, subscribe to Fresh Start Society, and visit freshstartsociety.hq.com for more information.